Okay, today's video is going to tell you how you can for sure get in touch with Google by phone support. By the end of the video, you will have the answer on how to specifically do that. No, this is not bait and switch. You're actually going to be able to get through to Google support, maybe not in the exact way you think, but I have the solution for you on this video. If you are struggling to get in touch with Google support, and that's why you're watching this video, you are not alone. Recently, this has become a huge problem for people all across the board, and has made it so that if you have an ad disapproved for whatever reason, untrustworthy promotions, whatever it is that your ad is disapproved of, trademark violation, whatever it is, and you have a question on how to fix that ad, or poor image quality on an ad and ad disapproved for that reason, or your campaign and ad is not able to run because your landing page, there's something wrong with your landing page, you've got a major problem on your hands because the quality of support, not just through phone, but overall in general, it just went downhill a lot by design and specifically through Google's own words. So in order to fix these type of problems that come up that normally you would be able to fix rather easily back in the day, you would just give Google a ring. They would be able to tell you specifically and exactly what to do. You'd come back. If it didn't fix it, you could ask it again. You've got to kind of figure out what's the second path here to be able to fix these type of problems. I will give you all the solutions and potential solutions you have for fixing a problem like that, or just in general that what you have that you will eventually run into if you're trying to advertise on Google long term. Particularly as Google's own review process is now AI based and has a lot of false alarms that come up where a perfectly good ad will get disapproved for something you didn't even do. And then of course you try to appeal it and it doesn't go through because the AI system still thinks you have the same problem and you don't know what to do, where to go. And in that position, you've already got great results on Google. The platform's still good, but you potentially have all the progress you made up to that point completely derailed because you can't fix a small false positive, if you will, that is occurring on your account that's stopping you from continuing to get the results that you had. So anyway, with all that said, I'm going to explain what to do when you run across an eventual problem or to fix a problem right now. And given the biggest and easiest way to get through and fix a problem is to typically just talk to Google themselves by phone, because you could be more descriptive in an easier way through phone, particularly as certain things, there needs to be a back and forth dialogue that if you try to do that through email even, that could end up taking a week, 2 weeks, and you may not even find the answer because it's too hard to convey what you need to convey on a stupid email. So with that said, we'll get into the content. For the most part, since the beer bug came out in 2020, Google support, at least by specifically phone support, has basically been non-existent. It's not just bad, it's non-existent for the non-important Google advertiser. And when I say non-important, you could give Google phone support, but if you're not spending at least six figures a month, meaning like $100,000 a month or more in Google ad spend per month, you can pretty much just forget about it. And if you're watching this video, you probably already know this. You call Google up. It still references the beer bug that came out in 2020. Due to the beer bug, we cannot help you. Sorry, click. And you don't even get an opportunity to speak to somebody. But it's not for everybody because they do priority support for certain people. You punch in your 9-digit account ID number, or 10-digit, whatever it was, and you at the beginning of the call, and they decide if you get the phone support or not based upon your level of spend, who you are. Most people that are watching this, 99% of you guys aren't going to be able to get phone support anymore because of Google's recent decisions to, like a lot of companies, they cut back due to the beer bug. They realized they saved a lot of money. And then now that the beer bug is over with, they still want to save that money, and customers are used to a poor level of service, so they just kind of go with it. Same thing, with restaurants. All the supports and all the staff's cut down People have gotten used to shitty service. Now that the beer bug is over, they still have the shitty service because they enjoy those slightly higher margins and can get away with it because people are now, indoctored into, expecting a lower level of service and having that low level of service not necessarily chasing them away, particularly as other people are also doing the same thing. So if you really need to get a hold of Google to get what you need done, it's going to be difficult for you to do it. But don't worry, I still have a solution for you anyway to get through to Google no matter what. So just stay tuned here for a second. If by yourself anyway to get hold of Google, because unless you're a big spender, you're not going to get through to them by phone. However, you obviously still have the chat support or email support feature. Not a lot of people know about the chat support. Chat support can sort of be okay depending on how simple your issue is. If you have a simple issue, it's certainly a hell of a lot better than email support that takes several days to get your thing done by email support, whereas through chat, if it's a simple question, you can get an immediate answer just like you could through phone. Of course, it's still a pain in the ass. People still prefer to call because you can get done in 5 minutes. What you can get done in 5 minutes with a phone call, it'll take you 20 minutes or 30 minutes with the chat because you'll type something. It'll take forever for them to reply, and you have to go back and forth. But still, it's still better than by email that you might have to go back and forth by email 3 or 4 or 5 times, and then over 2 weeks to get the answer you want. But still, chat and email support are terrible for someone starting out with a low ad spend, as well as, by the way, because they also prioritize who gets the support and what level of support through these other 2 channels. And by the way, most of it's based out of India now, unless you're spending a lot of money, like in the 6-figure territory. Same thing if you actually were to get a hold of the phone support for the people that can get it. A lot of that's based out of India now. I'm not trying to be racist or prejudiced here, but obviously, I don't care what country they outsourced it to. It wouldn't be as good as them doing the support in-house. That's the main point here. Now, alternatives that you have now. Okay, so this is what you can do to try to get around not having good support, specifically and especially by phone, but also through chat and email. You also still have the Google Ads Support Forum, which if you don't know about that, you just are going to type Google Ads Support Forum into Google. And there's a support forum where you can ask your question, and other Googlers that have been made moderators, or people that they've specifically made moderators that maybe not are Googlers, can answer your question, as well as other people who, people like me who does ad management for a living, will answer people's questions, potentially to maybe get a client out of it through the as a byproduct of answering people's questions, or another person just like you who's answering somebody's question for them, which for the most part, I don't know how people have enough free time in their lives to run a business and then answer someone's question about a random Google technical thing that they need to have an answer to. For the most part, you're not going to get someone that's in business to answer your question. Either the Googler answers it, or you get nothing. Or, of course, somebody that wants a client. But even the Google support forum, the support forum used to be actually pretty decent. Anymore, also that's turned into complete shit. You can't really expect much out of that either. However, it may help you. All I'm saying here is, if you're looking for an answer, potentially you give it a shot. If you are able to do like chat support and get that to work, because the chat support person can't help you, and with the low level support you get with the lower spend, you're going to get a lower level support person with less training. And if you have a complicated question, you're not going to get it answered. Sorry, it's just the way that it is. So then the support forum may help you, okay? Support forum, you're going to get a little bit better, more knowledgeable person there to potentially answer you than they are going to get through chat and email. For the most part, I will just say at least chat, but also potentially email. Because Google, I understand why they're doing it. It's better to answer the question where other people are going to be able to see your answer as they type in a question in the future in Google, The question will be findable through Google. And then, so by answering one question, they can get, potentially 10 people from stopping to email in the future. So obviously they would invest more into the actual forum than they would answering questions one by one through email and chat. And we know that's their strategy, by the way. I didn't just pull that out of my ass. We know that's their strategy to try to say, they're trying to even further cut down on their customer service costs. And so therefore, the support forum is a point of focus for them. But anyway, the other option, by the way, that you have if the support forum isn't going to cut it for you either or get your question answered, you also have the Reddit PPC forum. So one little hack that people have found, and I have also found to be able to answer any question that you have, not even just about Google Ads related stuff, but anything. You go into Google, and Google search results have really taken it, it really tanked as well recently, like last few years. If you go into Google though, and you type in your question and then you put space Reddit, or you type in the question space Quora, you can get really good search results that way because you got real people answering questions versus most of the search results you get in Google nowadays is people that are doing SEO and are trying to spam the search engines. But on Quora and Reddit, for the most part, those are legit answers. Obviously, you have people doing self-promotion that are trying to get your business and all that still, but it's overall higher quality content and answers that you're going to get through the Google search results and, by itself, and which is why people are using it. But, so if you have a question, go to Google, type it in, and then space Reddit. Google will find you all the Reddit threads that are related to the question you asked. If it doesn't cut the mustard, doesn't answer what you need to answer, then that's the time you just go to the Reddit, to the PPC forum, which has like 100,000 people in it, and you can ask whatever question you have there, and you're going to get 99% of the time a better answer through the Reddit PPC forum than you're going to get through Google support forum. Why? Because there's actual PPC experts there, whereas the person in the support forum, Google support forum, yeah, they may understand like what features that Google has. They're not PPC strategists. And a lot of times your answer needs to be, it doesn't have anything to do with what does this button do. That's the type of shit you can get done with Google. If you need to know why I would use the button, that's where Reddit support forum, or should I say Reddit PPC forum, is going to come in. The Reddit PPC forum is going to be much better than Quora. Quora is kind of, shitty, but it can be useful in certain circumstances. If you have a simple question, you can use Quora. But for the most part, you can get anything answered at Reddit. So I highly recommend doing that. But, it pisses people off on Reddit if you're going to ask a question that everybody's answered before. So first, at least search to see if Reddit has an answer to your question already. Then go ask a question on Reddit. Beyond that, just to reinforce the fact that the support is not good and Google has no intention to really, there's no light at the end of the tunnel, basically. Google has no intention of getting better or will get better. And I know this because they themselves have said their future support strategy is to give people that answer each other's questions versus answer customers' questions. And when you have 90% market share dominance, you can get away with that because obviously if you know the answer, why the hell would you invest investors' money into answering questions about something that people are going to use anyway, and if they don't use it, somebody else is going to come in and use what they didn't want, respectively, i.e. the ad space. If you don't want it, somebody else will take it. That's their philosophy, or at least, of course, they want you to use it, but if it's going to come at the cost of you asking a shitload of questions and taking up our support person's time when you basically probably don't have a very high chance of ever lasting on Google Ads anyway because you don't know what the hell you're doing as it comes to running ads, it's not worth it for us to have you as a customer. So, and they just gotten to the point where they realize answer every single person's question at all times is way too fucking expensive. We're not going to do it anymore. We're going to have the Google support forum, try to answer people's questions so that people can find them there. If that doesn't work, you can go to our email or chat support where we have outsourced people that have minimal training to answer it. If you don't get like that, you're on your own. And that's just the way of the future with Google. This is what they've said. So Google, this is out of your own mouths. Don't attack me for this, being honest here. I would love it, if you would, turn things around. But I have to admit, this is, I hate to say it, I should say, it's very good for our PPC agency, because people that can't easily get the questions answered through Google that need to know how this stuff works, guess what? This is more work for people like me and PPC agencies like I run to get more clients. Whereas before Google was simple, you could do it simple, or you could use it easily. You could answer questions easily. Now it's hard to use. It's a lot more technical than it was, and they don't answer questions. So you need a guy like me just to be able to even get your foot into running Google Ads, and of course have it work so it pays for itself at the end of the day. Because you can still go in there with not knowing what the hell you're doing and easily just give Google your money and that's it. If you want it to work, kind of need somebody like me nowadays. It's way too complicated. People have told me that it used to be easy, and you can't not have somebody help you do it anymore. That's pretty much the way that it is. And now that on top of that, Google's made the decision that they're not going to help you try to answer questions, it's even more so. So what's good, what's bad for everybody else, it's good for me. I would easily love it if it was easy for you to contact Google, but it is what it is. So with that though, because you found this video, if you need to still contact Google by phone specifically, all you got to do is reach out to my firm. I'm not going to bite. I'm not going to even charge you any money to talk to Google for you. If you got a really, hard problem that you need to get a direct response from Google itself, which you're not going to get through support, email support or chat support. You have an ad disapproved. You don't know why it's disapproved. You can't run your ads. There's something's wrong with your website that allows you to not run your ads. Contact my firm at Guaranteed PPC. I will actually call Google on your behalf, and through the clout that our agency has with Google, I'll get your question answered within a relatively short period of time. Basically the same day, as soon as you call. We can call and get the answer to your question and get it from an actual live human at Google support. So when we use our Google Ads management account, we type in our 9 to 10 digit account ID at the beginning of the call when you contact Google support. They say, oh, this is a Google account that manages $3 to $5 million a year in ad spend. Okay, we'll give this guy an actual person to talk to. Everybody else gets sent to an automated message. So we'll use our account ID and the clout that it has, and the prioritization it has, to get you in touch with Google. If you needed to, you could even call us. I'll get on the phone with Google. I will put you on a conference so that you could talk to Google yourself. Of course, like I mentioned, I will not even charge you a fee to be able to contact Google on our behalf. We know if we do this for people, 1 in 5 or 1 in 10 of you guys, where we use our leverage with Google, we'll get a client out of it. So for that matter, go ahead and barrage our agency with your request to talk to Google. And most of the time, by the way, I'll be able to respond and say, hey, you don't actually need to talk to Google. Here's the answer. For the few times that you really can't get the answer from me, from my default database of knowledge in my head that I have of just doing PPC with Google for the last 15 years and managing 3 or 4 dozen clients' accounts at any given time, we'll talk to Google and we'll get the answer for you. So that's why I mentioned at the start of this video, you would have a guaranteed answer how to talk to a live human at Google. You can do it through our agency, through a conference call, or just have me call, which is generally going to be obviously good enough. But that's the answer for you. So anyway, sorry I could not help you get in touch with Google directly, but through a liaison, i.e. our agency, we'll be able to do that for you. This is the way that it's gotten anymore with Google Ads. You got to have certain clout to get support, and then therefore you need a good agency on your side. So when you have a problem that comes up, which eventually it will, you're going to need somebody who can get in touch with Google quickly and get you the exact specific information you need to proceed without a hitch. And the same thing, by the way, is going on with Facebook ads. Same exact thing is happening with Facebook. There's Facebook Premier partners I don't know if I got that exact term right, but there's people that have the Facebook agency partners that you can get a hold of somebody at Facebook to be able to answer any questions that you have, but the average advertiser can't get that level of support with Facebook. So you got to go through an agency that has enough ad spend that they're managing for different clients to be able to get access to somebody at Facebook to answer your question about an ad disapproval or an account disapproval, so on and so forth. So you're basically it's again, with Facebook, it's getting to the point where you can't actually run a decent sized campaign that's going to be consistent and profitable without having an agency that gets you an inside, in the door with the support there, so that when something eventually happens, you got a direct line with Facebook to be able to answer all your questions. So you could try to do it on your own, but at some point you'll have a problem, and then you aren't going to be able to do anything but get through Facebook's email support, which basically is just as worthless as Google's email support can be at times. So, and with Facebook, we don't have the level of clout that we have with Facebook as we do with Google, because 80%, 90% of our management ad spend is with Google, namely because Google, we can get to work better than Facebook. And Facebook works great for a certain type of business, but it's not a majority of the business like it is with Google. So just the way that the cards lie, if you will. And so in some places they specialize in Facebook ads. We don't specialize in Google or Facebook. We just specialize in online advertising, and it just happens that most people want and ultimately are going to get the best return with Google, because that's just what makes sense for a majority of the businesses, and therefore that's where we got most of our ad spend. Therefore that's how our priority support that we have with these ad platforms comes in, and where we get it at. So anyway, with all that said, I'm going to wrap it up with that. Hopefully that puts things into reference for you. If you like what you've seen here, you should consider giving this video a like for us, so we can get the video out there for other people that need to contact Google. I'd really appreciate that. And you should also really consider subscribing, as on this video you learn how to do something you needed and couldn't do before, but my other videos have information on how to make money with ads, specifically coming from somebody who strategizes several dozen PPC accounts at any given time on Google, Facebook, and so forth. And with that, it's basically the best information you can find on YouTube on how to make money with PPC ads. That isn't just all theory, but comes from somebody who knows it, is doing it, and could put it into plain language on how to actually make more money with your ads, or money in general. So therefore you should subscribe. If you like this channel, you can also go and find my blog at guaranteeppc.com/blog. There's great extra information there in written form on how to set up PPC campaigns that guarantee your results, that we use for our clients to guarantee theirs. So with that said, if you have any questions, by the way, about anything I covered today, leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a comment on this channel, usually within a couple days' time. You can leave me any question you want about this or any other topic as it comes to PPC. I'd be happy to be able to point you in the general right direction with what you got going on at your company. With that said, there's a last thing I want to mention before I wrap this video up, which is we have a brand new program at our PPC agency. So we offer clients full-on PPC management services. We also offer PPC campaign templates. And so what that is if you're looking to get results in your market, instead of having a company come in and do all the work for you and manage your campaigns on a month-to-month basis, you can actually use the results that we've gotten in your market before. Having worked in hundreds of different markets before, we probably got the results you're looking for in your market already. And you can use the campaign templates that work for that market in your own account. Literally copy and paste results into your account. As long as you're operating in a different geographic market than our client, we can offer that to you as a one-time cost, get the same results our client in one market's getting in your market. And then basically with that, know what kind of results you can get in your market, because we can tell you about what results that we're getting in the other market roughly before you would even have to start using those same exact ads, landing pages, and so forth that we use to get results in one market in your market. So we have products and service campaigns like that you can use the campaign templates in. And if you want to know if we have results in your market already, just contact us and we'll let you know. And we'll let you know the results we have in that market already, or have in the past gotten in that market. If you want to start a new business, you could do what other people have been doing that have been approaching us, which is why I formally made this initial, came up with the idea to announce this on this channel, is that people can use the campaign templates we have to start a brand new business and have a passive income business, taking the campaign, templates that we have, putting a campaign together in their local market, outsource all the work to somebody else in their local market, mark the prices up on everything 10-20% on top of that provider that they're outsourcing the work to, and have a passive income business just by having the keys to a campaign that can beat the crap out of other campaigns in your local market and get away doing it, getting away charging a little bit more because your campaign's so much better than anybody else's. So if you're interested in that type of opportunity, reach out to us. We'll let you know what campaigns and markets we have campaigns for, what kind of results you can get in those markets. Beyond that, I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you on my next video where we have another great PPC money-making opportunity for you there. See you later.